Hi, welcome to Granny Annie Creates. Today we're going to be making a little Christmas gonk that's nice for little badges to wear here on your chest, or you can attach a ribbon and hang it from your Christmas tree or your mantelpiece. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the little red nose. So I'm going to use two pieces of double knitting because I haven't got the right red that I want in a chunky, and I want this to work up nice and quickly. So I'm going to use two pieces of double knit worked together. So the same as normal, a slip knot onto the hook to start with. Then we're going to do a chain of 3. Make sure you bring both bits of yarn over if you're doing it with 2 bits of double knit. And then we're going to slip stitch to the furthest chain from the hook. And forms a little ring. Going to give ourselves a chain of 1, and then we're going to work into the ring for 6 stitches. There's number 1, and then working all the way around. It's a little bit tighter with the 2 pieces of yarn, but we don't want any stuffing showing. That's if it needs stuffing. I found on the last one that I made that the ends were enough to give it a little bit of a puffiness. Nice puffy nose for our Christmas gonk. So we're just working all the way around. And we're not going to increase too much on the nose because we just want a nice little round, bobbly bit. So we're going to do one more round. I mean, you could leave it at that. That's quite a nice size nose. But I'm going to keep going a little bit. So decide what size gonk you'd like to what size nose you need to make him. And just keep working single crochets all the way around until your nose is as big as you want it to be. So I think that's pretty good for our next gonk. So then just cut off your yarn, pull it down through your stitch and tuck to secure. And then, like I say, if you tuck all the ends in to your nose, if there's too many, cut them off. Or if they're too long to go inside, just keep tucking in, and then you have a nice puffy gonk's nose. That to one side. And then we're going to do the face. So I've got some nice white glittery yarn, and again I'm using 2 bits of double knit, which is a weight of yarn. It's called DK sometimes. So I'm going to use 2 pieces. I'm going to tie them onto the hook with a slip knot, and then we're going to create a circle, which is the start of the the gonk's beard. I mean, you can make it into a Santa if you gave it a red hat and a sort of fleshy coloured nose. It could be a Santa. So we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, because it's always a nice way of starting a circle. Slip stitch it to the stitch that's furthest from the hook, like so, and pull the yarn down through. And then we're going to work, how many did I do? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 single crochets into the ring. So I've given myself a chain of 1 for the first stitch. And then we're going to do 9 single crochets into the ring. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we only need 8 single crochets because that first chain will count as the 9th stitch. So we're just going to slip stitch to that first chain to form a circle. And then, as you can see on the beard, we don't need to work the second round all the way round. It's just 2/3 of the way round. And we're going to do this sort of in and out effect. And we're going to create that by doing smaller stitches and then a couple of larger stitches and then back down to the smaller stitch. So on the next round, as I say, we're just going to do it 2/3 of the way around. We're going to start with our chain, which counts as the first stitch and is quite a small stitch. So then in the next stitch along, just there, we're going to do a single, then we're going to do a double, because that's the next size stitch up, and we're going to place another double all into that same stitch, and then we're going to place a single into the next stitch along because we don't want to cram too many into that first stitch, but as you can see it's gone out and back in again. So then on the next one we're going to do a single, a double, which is the wrap around and in stitch, the one that we did on the granny square. So wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work the next 2. It's the American double, English treble. Then we're going to put a single into the next stitch along, and you can see that our beard is going out and back in again. So then we need a single and then a double all into that same stitch. Oh, missed a bit. There we go, over it goes. And then back down to the single. And then that should give us a sort of wavy beard. We can do one more if we want to. But I think that looks quite cute. It's a smaller gonk. So we've got a larger gonk as the one I made earlier. And then we're going to have a slightly smaller gonk on this one. So cut your yarn off and bring it through. Just give it a little bit of a tug. Just tuck the yarn under there so it looks neat. And pop the nose on. I'm just going to snip some ends off. They're a bit much. And although I would normally sew my ends in, I'm happy to knot on this because it is just a little ornament, so it's not going to get worn. It's just going to be a pin brooch, so that's fine. And then we've got the hat to make, which again, I've got some green sparkly double knit yarn, and I'm running 2 strands together, and we're going to make the hat. So we do a chain of 3 to start. We're going to start at the top of the hat and work our way down. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch to form a ring. Now this time we are going to start increasing because we want the hat to get bigger as it goes down down the length of the hat. We need it to increase. So we're going to do 1 round without increasing. Oh, I need to use the right bit of yarn. There we go, 1. Oh, we don't want to work. 2, 3. Make it 4. Be a nice size hat. then we just want to maybe do another row of not increasing. Really play it by how you feel, whether you want it like a really long pointy hat or whether you want it to be more of a bobble sort of thing. So to increase, we go 1, 2 stitches, 2 stitches all into 1 stitch. That'll increase it, and we do that every other stitch all the way round, and that'll increase our hat nicely. So in every other stitch, put 2 stitches into 1. So 1 normal single, and then 2 stitches into 1. And if you're like me working with the 2 lots of yarn, make sure that both bits of yarn carry over, and then poke your hat round to the right way and have a little look. Keep putting up against your gonk and think, is that large enough? Not quite. So keep going. And also think to yourself, do I want it to be increased, or is it big enough? I just need it longer. So I think I'm going to put a couple more increases in on that side. Do a couple of singles. And then increase again. And I think that's probably wide enough. I just need it to be slightly bigger, so I'll do another round of just single crochets all the way round. I hope you're enjoying my Christmas makes. I'm really enjoying making them and sharing my love of crochet with everybody. I have an online crochet course if anybody wants to learn with me. The information will be in the description box. I also send out a newsletter, so if you'd like to sign up for tips and tricks and just anything interesting that I find out about the crochet world, I send via email to all of my people that just love crochet. So yeah, all of that will be in the description box. So I think that is big enough hat for our little gonk. There we are. And then literally pop a little bell on the top, sew him together, and you're on your way to having a family of gonks. Okay, if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.